What's up, guys? It's DJ. Welcome to Gamma Bro Hulk Reviews. Now for your Gamma Dose of the Jade Giant. Today's featured Hulk item is from the company Diamond Select Toys. This is their Marvel Select series featuring the Barbarian Hulk, and the review is coming up next. Thanks for joining me today, guys. So this particular character, the Barbarian Hulk, was featured in a few different renditions throughout the years, but this particular interpretation is based around The Incredible Hulk issue number 1 back in 2011. This particular run had fantastic art and really cool style choices for the Hulk in regards to body structure and face and anatomy and even storytelling. So issue number 1 was written by Jason Aaron. Fantastic writer, had a pretty good run on The Incredible Hulk, had some pretty interesting stories. Back in 2011, I was mostly taken aback by the artwork by Mark Silvestri. Mark's art of the Hulk was super detailed, really good anatomy and body structure, a lot of veins and muscle detail. And just the world building, everything about his art was amazing, in my opinion. He had so many amazing front covers of the Hulk, him holding Bruce Banner with the sun in the background, Hulk with the bloodied hands, with the blown up earth in the background. There were so many really good pieces of art from him over the years. And I think he's pretty underrated when it comes to his art direction on The Incredible Hulk. And I think he's one of the best, in my opinion. Diamond Select definitely feels the same because they have put out a few different Hulks of Marvel Select dealing with that artwork. And today's Barbarian Hulk is definitely one of them. I have done a few different Marvel Select figure reviews over the years. And in my opinion, when it comes to the bigger Marvel characters, bigger, chunkier, heavier, more muscular characters, they did such a wonderful job, like Abomination, Juggernaut, and obviously the Hulk. They've come out with plenty of different Hulks over the years, and unfortunately, I'm sure you're already aware, but Marvel Select, Diamond Select Toys is no longer around as of this year. They were officially disbanded and bought out by a different company, and my condolences to all the staff who were let go, and I just want to thank you for all the hard work that you guys did over the years. You probably won't see this video, but I just want to say thank you again because I really did enjoy your work, your art, and your toys in general. Hopefully you move on to bigger and better things, and if you're still in the figure industry, they'll be lucky to have you guys because your art direction and style was very cool. So now let's jump in and see what this Barbarian Hulk looks like. So basically the art direction was ripped right out of the pages of issue number 1 back in 2011. I think they did an excellent job on Hulk's face, hair, beard. Really shows Mark's style and his vision of what the Hulk looks like. He has these big skull chain necklace. Really imposing Hulk. He has his tattered loincloth. But the overall art direction and look for Barbarian Hulk is excellent. Let's get up close. So really cool beard. I like the anger in Hulk's eyes. They did a good job painting a little bit of green in the eyes. But the long black flowing hair. I love the paint and brushwork on the necklace. Very nice. Very large. You don't have to wear this necklace. You can take it off if you want. But I'm just going to flip it up just so you can see the anatomy. Really big, burly chest, nice abs. The texturing is very much like the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie. I think that movie was an inspiration on the design of the skin and the musculature. I think this Hulk is a little bit bigger than that Hulk from that movie, but you still have a lot of the little minuscule muscles everywhere and the really texturized skin and the veiny skin with all the vascularity running through the chest and the arms, forearms. So in the right hand he has the fist, and in the left hand he has the open hand. There's a little bit of strap of cloth there. And then here's his loincloths. Up top here, you have a little bit of a red belt. And then you have the nice weathered loincloth here. It's very, very rubberized and texturized, very light, and kind of folds with Hulk's anatomy, which is cool. But looks good, drapes down really, really far. You have nice texturing on the thighs. Big, huge thighs, big, huge calves. So for sculpt of this is, pretty much a direct 1-for-1 off the pages by Mark Silvestri, so I can't fault this at all. I really like this artwork. I love Barbarian Hulk, so I'll give this an A for that. So for paint, this and the regular Incredible Hulk of this exact art style, also taken from Mark Silvestri's art, they're identical bodies. I'll show you that comparison later on. But the paint on this is a little bit lighter, and then they have the darker green wash running through the body. Looks really, really, really good, in my opinion. I like it a lot. So paint, I really can't fault this at all. There's only one little area that they never focused on for this particular figure, and that's the nails. So the fingernails here are not painted green, and the toenails at the bottom are not painted green. So I can't really fault it all that much. I'll probably still give this an A instead of an A-, just because it's done really, really well. Like, even if you take a look inside the neck, all the dark green running throughout, it's done really well. Very, very few sloppy areas. At some points, Marvel Select, kind of over the years got way better with their paints. The first earlier pieces were kind of sloppy with paint in certain areas, but this definitely is not one of those. And they did a really good job on the beard and the hair, staying in the lines and everything. So I'll give this an A as well for paint. I think it's excellent. We're going to get some measurements. He's about 9.5 inches tall to the top of his head. It's now a quick articulation for you guys. The head goes up about that far and down that far. The hair kind of blocks it a little bit. You can turn the head full 360 all the way around if you want to. The necklace does get in the way just a little bit, but not terribly. You can fully do a full 360 with the shoulder. It goes in and out about that far. There is a hinge here that you can rotate with the elbow. There's a ratchet here. It goes fully extended out and almost 90 degrees. He does have a big bicep there that blocks it a little bit. You're going to have the same on this side. No differences. You can twist the fist and twist the wrist here. There's no articulation, so you can't move it forward or back on both sides. So waist, there's very, very little waist swivel. You can kind of jiggle it, but you can't really turn it all that much, unfortunately. There is a thigh cut here, so you can rotate the legs on both ends. You can see the thigh cut a little bit there. There is a single jointed hinge here on the knee, and it will bend in. You get about that much total. With these type of figures, you're really not going to be bending the legs all that much. There's really no reason for it, to be honest. I kind of always just try to match up the joints here just so it looks nice and doesn't look like a lot of whack. And there is a hinge in the feet. It goes up and down, but you cannot swivel it side to side. And that's the articulation overall. Okay, figure comparison time. So here is the Incredible Hulk from that same run of comics that I was referring to previously. If you look at their faces, it's the exact same face sculpt, just with a more angry expression and beard and long hair. Now, the anatomy is exactly the same for both figures. You just have that different green color. So you have the really brighter green here with the darker green wash. And then here you have more of that pasty olive green with a dark olive wash. So that's the difference in paints. And as I said before, these nails are painted on the toes compared to this. So that's the only differences in paint for that. And obviously we have the blue jean pants here and the loincloth and just skin for the thighs here. But that is the difference in paints and sculpt. I thought we'd take a look more at the back here, because it's a big, giant, wide back. Really good sculpt work there on the back. for both figures. Now I will throw in a pretty big, beefy Marvel Legends House of M Hulk figure, just for a size comparison, just so you can see how massive these Marvel Selects really are in comparison to a big figure like this. But that's what all three of these look like together. So quality of Marvel Select. Marvel Select's always had really, really good quality. Really, really heavy, solid joints. Very, very heavy figures. I would say these are probably a couple pounds each. Excellent paint quality. So if you do actually play with these, I don't see the paint really chipping off all that much at all. And they last the test of time. These now are like 15 years old and are holding up just fine as if the day I bought them. So really, really good overall quality. I'll give that an A. Articulation, you know, that's the downfall of these figures. They're more pose them on the shelf and look at them more than getting them in crazy articulated poses. Marvel Legends definitely has them beat in that area. But again, I think that was a rights issue where they couldn't have really highly articulated figures and they were forced to make more statuesque type figures. Does this have the wow factor? I definitely feel like these have the wow factor. They stand out. I love the art style, as I said before. I will definitely give the wow factor of this an A-. I think these are among the best Hulks out there for their art style, size, and just overall presence. So very, very good overall. Let's do one quick 360. So if you have never owned a Marvel Select figure, especially of the Hulk, and you're a huge Hulk fan, try it out, pick it up. Once you have them in hand, you're going to want them all, like I did in the past. And the Barbarian Hulk is an excellent, excellent figure. There really isn't many Barbarian Hulks out there. There's a couple that could pass as a Barbarian Hulks, with like mini mates and stuff like that. There are a few of those. But an actual figure form with Hulk with long hair and a beard, even the new Hulk that's out right now in the comic run, he doesn't have the beard, but he does have the long hair. So there are times where Hulk has this type of appearance. And I think it's a good one if it matches Hulk's mentality and savageness, ruthlessness. Definitely check out The Incredible Hulk issue 1 back in 2011. Read that run. Very, very fun run. You can even read the previous run because it flows right into that nicely. Awesome artwork. And just highly recommend it overall. As for Marvel Selects, there's over a dozen Hulks now, and Barbarian Hulk is definitely one to pick up. So as for price, Marvel Selects usually are around $35 or $40. They come in these big, huge, bubbly cardboard boxes that are heavy and have artwork on the sides, but not my favorite boxes ever. And for sure, if you're not going to buy two of the same figure, I would rip it open just to have the figure in hand. Again, here's the quick example of the boxes. Big, huge, bubbly boxes. They have the name featured and then art featured on the side. 9.5, 10-inch figures. Some cases even bigger, like this guy here. And this is what the boxes look like. So is this a Hulk Smash or pass? It's definitely Hulk Smash. Well worth the money and pickup. Prices on this are usually around $35 to $60, depending on the online sites. I would definitely start picking these up now because they're not being made anymore in general, just because the company is long gone. So they're only probably going to go up in price. So pick them up while you can. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Please Hulk smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. I make tons of content for the Hulk throughout each week, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
Peace.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.